restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, the newest episode of Game of Thrones just aired and it was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it first and then come back here for the breakdown. Anyway, let's get started. The episode, The Queen's Justice, opens up with Jon Snow and Davos landing in Dragonstone. Jon is looking to bring home some dragonglass in preparation for the Great War, and upon meeting his cousin, Daenerys orders for the Northern King to bend the knee. At this point, Jon has hit his threshold on patience. Everyone still alive is fighting for land and titles, and he is the only one who cares to save the world. Thankfully, Tyrion convinces Dany to let Jon mine for dragonglass. I keep seeing this recurring thing where everyone continually doubts the threat of the White Walkers. If history is meant to repeat itself, and there aren't enough living uniting together for the Great War, then the Long Night may very well consume everything. Also, I think I should mention Jon's first encounter with the dragons. I think it was pretty interesting that Dany brings up that she named them after her brothers, Rhaegar and Viserys. Rhaegar being Jon's biological father. I can't wait to see what happens next with Jon and the dragons, because there's a good possibility that he shares a similar bond with them just like Daenerys. Varys and Melisandre watch over the group from above, and Melisandre says something really cryptic. She said neither Varys or her are commoners, and that they must die in Westeros. What is really going on with Varys? I mean, we know when he was a boy, his manhood was cut and thrown into a fire, and he heard whispers speaking from the flames. Queen Vara reminded Varys of this, and now Melisandre is addressing him as her equal. It makes me wonder if Varys was ordered from the flames as a boy to grow up and protect Daenerys and smuggle her to Essos after her birth, because she had a role to play in the Great War. Remember, last episode Melisandre told Dany about her role and reiterated her belief in Jon Snow being the prince that was promised. Daenerys spoke to Tyrion about Jon kind of in regards to this, when she asked about Jon taking a knife to the heart. If she knew he was resurrected, then I guarantee she would jump right up to support Jon, no questions asked. But anyways, over in King's Landing, Euron arrives with his captives, Yara, Alleria, and Tyene. Cersei decides to subject Alleria to watching her own daughter die the same way Myrcella did. I feel like Cersei will kill off a few big characters this season before she meets her fate. She basically told Euron that they would marry after the war was over. Imagine the chaos the two would create as a couple. Does anyone else think Jaime might have a plan to kill Euron as soon as his work is finished? Or does it make more sense that Theon will recollect himself and come back to save his sister and kill his uncle? Oh, and the Iron Bank is back. Book readers already know this, but the Iron Bank will have its due. No matter what debt, the Iron Bank of Braavos always comes out on top, and historically, that means they back whoever they feel will pay more of their debt. The Mother of Dragons and the Breaker of Chains isn't likely to work with the institution that helped to run the slave cities she freed, so once again the Lannisters avoid being taken out by the Iron Bank. One day though, the bank will need to settle, and it might become a bloodbath. Here we see Jon looking out over the ocean at Dragonstone. This scene brings the progression of the Stark family full circle. Look at how Jon has evolved to become just like the man who raised him. We are supposed to be thinking about Jon being on his blood ancestors' home soil, and yet he still knows nothing of his history. No matter what you throw into the mix, Jon stays grounded in his roots as a man from the north. After a discussion, it looks like both Dany and Jon can find some common ground, and slowly but surely the two are building a relationship, and even an alliance. Up north, we get a glimpse of what life is like at Winterfell with Sansa ruling. Here we get to see how far she has come, as a leader and as a Stark. Littlefinger walks close behind, reminding the lady of the importance of fighting every battle, everywhere, at all times. During this scene, Baelish reacts to the news that Maester Luwin kept records of all the messages from Ravens. He is obviously going to search through them, but what for? Do you think he's going to look for something to alter the direction of Sansa's rule in the north, or something else? Another intriguing idea comes from the arrival of Bran and Mira. Sansa doesn't understand what Bran has gone through. The three-eyed raven, his visions, Jon's parents, all of it. It's as foreign as having her family back, and that's why I feel strange about the plot at Winterfell going forward. Since time is speeding by faster than ever before, who knows what else Bran has seen? He says he needs to get stronger in his abilities, probably because he hasn't had enough time connected to a weirwood tree. The three-eyed raven before him actually got stuck to a tree because of how long he was in visions. I wonder how much of Littlefinger's past Bran has seen, like all the double crossing, playing every angle, that kind of stuff. Also, when are we going to see more visions? We're already 3 episodes in, so something has to be coming soon. Over in the Citadel, Jorah is released and given a good bill of health, thanks to Sam. When the Archmaester congratulates Sam for his work, he tells him to make copies of some old rotting books. It may sound like it's a punishment of sorts, but I think what's happening is really brilliant. Sam needs to find a way to help Jon fight off the dead and bring the dawn. He knew he needed to gain access to the oldest books in the Citadel, most of them in the restricted areas. When the Archmaester orders Sam to make copies of the rotting books, he knows that Sam's going to have to read and write all of that information down, so Sam will retain all that knowledge from doing the job. Certainly, somewhere in those books is some information that will change the game entirely. But that's just what I'm thinking. And lastly, Jaime takes High Garden instead of defending Casterly Rock. Olenna Tyrell is found and Jaime poisons her wine for a clean and calm death. Before he departs, Olenna tells him of her role in his son's death. What's great about this scene is the Queen of Thorns more or less goes out on her own terms, and she gets a little extra gratification by telling Jaime how it was her who poisoned Joffrey at the Purple Wedding. Anyway, what was your favorite part from the episode? Let me know down in the comments. As always, have a great day. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.